Hi, everybody, and welcome to the first week of Research Methods and Design. In this week, we will learn the foundations of social science and the reason why we study the research methods. So, why do we study research methods? By understanding research methods, decision makers are better equipped to critically evaluate research reports and to recognize when methods are properly and improperly applied. Criminal justice professionals need to know not only how to interpret research accurately, but also how to produce accurate research. So, let's talk about the two realities. One is experiential reality, which are the things we know from direct experience. For example, learning that a burner is hot by touching the stove. And the agreement reality is about the things we consider real because we've been told they're real, and everyone else seems to agree that they are real. For example, the sun sets in the west. Let's just briefly mention now the role of science. Empirical research is the production of knowledge based on experience or observation. It is a way of learning about crime and criminal justice. An assertion must have both logical and empirical support. Logical support means that it must make sense, and empirical support means that it must agree with actual observations. Epistemology is the science of knowing, and methodology might be called the science of finding out. Criminal justice methodology is how social science methods can be used to better understand crime and criminal justice problems. You will see that this week's discussion board actually poses a question about logical and empirical support. Personal human inquiry. Every day, human inquiry draws on personal experience and second-hand authority. First, we generally recognize that future circumstances are somehow caused or conditioned by present ones. And second, we recognize that such patterns of cause and effect are probabilistic in nature. The effect occurs more often when the causes occur than when the causes are absent. Science makes causality and probability more explicit and provides techniques for dealing with them more rigorously than does casual human inquiry. So we talked about authority and tradition before. But inquiry is a natural human activity for gaining an understanding of the world around us. Much of the knowledge that we have is based on agreement rather than on direct experience. Tradition and authority are important sources of knowledge. With regard to tradition, knowledge is cumulative. It is an inherited body of information and understanding that tradition is the jumping off point for the development of more knowledge. Authority, on the other hand, can be understood as trust in the judgments of individuals who have special training, expertise, and credentials in a particular field or issue. Key to the course will be challenging some of the assumptions you might already have about how research works, and you are encouraged to question the ways researchers generate facts and truth. This is about developing critical awareness, and that includes the ability to question and evaluate data analysis techniques. Safeguarding against errors. Empirical research is based on experience and produces knowledge through systematic observation. In day-to-day inquiry, we often make mistakes, such as inaccurate observations, but science offers protection against these mistakes when it makes observation a careful and deliberate activity. Sometimes we jump to general conclusions on the basis of only a few observations, but scientists use replication to avoid overgeneralization. Scientists also must avoid illogical reasoning, such as exception proves the rule, gambler's fallacy, etc. The scientific study of crime guards against but does not prevent ideological and political beliefs from influencing research findings. We conduct criminal justice research to generally serve four different purposes: exploration, description, explanation, and application. Exploration may be used to collect data on some measure to establish a baseline with which future changes will be compared. It is appropriate when a policy change is being considered. Description of the scope of the crime problem or policy responses to the problem is the key purpose of many studies. It is often used in counting or documenting observations such as uniform crime reports, census, etc. Explanation attempts to explain things as well as relationship. Another purpose of criminal justice research is its application to public policy And there are two ways of applied research. First is evaluation. Applied research is often used to evaluate the effects of specific criminal justice programs. In other words, comparing the goal of the program with the results. Second is problem analysis. This poses the what-if questions. Policy analysis tries to anticipate the future consequences of alternative actions. You can think about the course at large as having two venues that join together in the end. The first will allow you to accumulate the theoretical knowledge by exploring different kinds of methods, where you'll be able to choose from a range of different approaches and focus on one or two methods that you want to explore further. The second venue directs your attention on the practical approach to creating a research project at the end using all the knowledge learned throughout the course. You can start thinking about a research topic now. The research process. Chapter 1 shows you all the steps on how to design a research project, how to review relevant literature, the research proposal, and the elements of the research proposal. The course requires that you create and submit a research paper at the end. This week, try and research a topic you're interested in. Once you have decided on the research topic and done the objective and literature review, you can add to the paper whatever you learned in each of the course's chapters and weeks. Let's briefly summarize Chapter 2 now. Found the C. Finally, get to know the course online and make sure you're comfortable with navigating around the course and the various sections on Brightspace. This is the first week. You should dive into the week 1 activities and introduce yourself to the group using the respective discussion forum. Complete this week's exam and discussion board on Brightspace by the end of the week. Exam 1 and the discussion board will be found in week 1 assignments folder, as you will see on Brightspace. Before you attempt to engage in the discussion board, make sure to read the assigned article, chapters 1 in the Maxfield textbook, and related materials on Brightspace. Have a great week, everyone. Looking forward to seeing you in the forums.